Hi, I'm Marissa Chapman. Welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at Section 5 sports in Monroe County. We begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, we have the Fairport field hockey team, which advanced to the Class A state semifinals for the very first time. Casey Luke got an overtime game winner against Clarence. At number 2, we'll highlight the HFL girls volleyball team headed to the state Final Four for the first time, but all 5 of our volleyball teams advanced past their Buffalo counterparts. And at number 1, the Pittsford Mendon cross-country team, the boys, which took home a Class B state title. Which brings us to Webster, where the Thomas Titans girls soccer team made the state semifinals. The Titans and crosstown Webster Schrader Warriors were the 2 best in the class. Dan Fates has our story, Webster's Circle of Success.
Webster Thomas has emerged as a powerhouse in girls soccer. For the second year in a row, the Titans have qualified for the state tournament. But before they began capturing sectional crowns, they were just kids learning the game of soccer through the Webster Soccer Association's micro program.
It's a great program for boys and girls 5 to 7 years old. And it's a program that gets them, touching the soccer ball, kind of doing the basic skill stuff, but keeping it fun.
Many current girls on the team can still remember all the way back to when they attended the camp.
Every Saturday, I would want to go and play just because it was so much fun. I got to see all my friends, and I loved the coaches. The games were so much fun. It was like you almost didn't notice that you were learning skills that you would carry throughout your whole career.
And the girls don't hesitate to give back. Many of them now coach and help run the micro camp.
It's really interesting to see how the kids love the sport, and it brings me back to why I started, and it's really fun to watch them run around and just, have fun with it.
Just knowing that I can give back through something that I'm really passionate about is really rewarding.
You don't got anything better to do on a Saturday morning as a teenager?
Definitely not. Soccer 24/7. You don't stop.
As the girls give back to the WSA micro camp, the school programs along with the entire Webster community grows. Don't believe me? Well, just last week it was an all-Webster sectional final. Webster Thomas defeated Webster Schrader 1-0 to take home the Class AA title.
It was a great game, and again, it's great for Webster soccer. The 2 best teams in Monroe County and in AA were Webster and Webster. And that was all year long, and we met in the finals, and it was a tough game. It's always a tough game against Schrader.
We've grown up with them and played against them all as long as I can remember, and it's an amazing experience. And to come out on top was just fantastic, and now we're going to states. So,
what can you tell me as a senior captain going to states? What can you tell me about this team?
We're really close. We all love it. We all have a ton of passion for the game. We want to give it all we have and hope to come out on top again.
We're just extremely excited. We're really hyped right now, and just glad that we get to go back. The experience was great last year, and hopefully it will be again this year.
Thomas hopes the second time is the charm. For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Dan Fates.
When we return, the section's 4 best football teams take the field.
I'm Trent Engeloff, and you're watching the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. Our top 3. At number 3, Katie Lembo. She was second in the Class A state cross-country race individually Best finish by a local runner. And number 2, Sarah Baxter won the 2 sprint swims in the Class B swimming sectionals. Sarah was the swimmer of the meet, which her team, Canandaigua, won for the 9th straight time. And at number 1, Lindsay Stone, Katie Smith, Stephanie Andrews, and Emma Corby. The Pittsford 200-yard freestyle relay team would set a state record in the sectional finals. Which brings us to Salem Stadium and the Section 5 football finals, featuring the irrepressible Aquinas Little Irish. With a 44-20 season opening defeat to Webster Schrader and a Week 6 loss to Hilton, Rush Henrietta looked nothing like potential Section 5 finalist material, even to its coach.
Not really, to be honest with you, but we had a young group that just needed to play and get some experience, and our staff did a great job molding these guys, and they wanted to be coached, and they've done a great job to get us here.
Aquinas was certainly going to be a handful. Undefeated, winners of 7 straight sectional crowns and top-ranked in the state, and that was evident on the opening kickoff. Marcus Connor took it from his own 17, 42 yards to set the Irish up in combat territory at the 41. Aquinas survived a penalty on the game's most interesting play. Lush Petropalo hurdled a would-be tackler on his way to a nice game. But hurdling isn't allowed in high school football, to the surprise of many, and the run came back.
They did that to one of our players last week, Pittsford, number 7, Mac Atkins. He hurdled the kid worse than I did, and there was no penalty, so I wasn't aware. But I guess it's a safety issue, and you kind of see the other side of it now.
No matter, Aquinas took it all in stride, and Petropalo wound up scoring anyway, albeit in less spectacular fashion. A 41-yard drive produced a 7-0 Little Irish lead. Rush Henrietta didn't benefit by field position on its opening possession, which started from its own 37, but the Comets put together a nice drive of their own. Sophomore quarterback Jared Gerbino connected with Todd LaRocca for a first down at the Aquinas 23. Then it was Gerbino to Farden Allen and a Rush Henrietta first down inside the Aquinas 10. On 1st and goal, Allen got the ball again, but the Aquinas defense blew up the play. Emilio Zaniga dropped Allen for a 6-yard loss.
I didn't realize at the time how big it was, but then it set in, and then I knew I made a great play to help us out.
And really, that's all it takes, right? A play here and a play there can make all the difference, right?
Yep, every little play counts.
On 3rd down, Gerbino had Joseph Ortiz open in the middle with a touchdown in the offing, but the pass fell incomplete. The Comets were stopped on downs and failed to score. Aquinas went back to work, and their sophomore quarterback, Jake Zembiak, found Alex Bianchi breaking clear in a flag pattern and hit him in stride. A 34-yard play to the Rush Henrietta 9. Donato Clementi found the end zone for a 14-0 lead, capping an 86-yard, 8-play drive. As the second quarter began, Rush Henrietta continued to find success on offense. An 84-yard drive was kept alive on 4th and 8 with a swing pass from Gerbino to Daquan Wilson to pick up the first down. And another Gerbino to Wilson pass got the Comets on the board at 14-6. RH still had reason to believe. But a mere 21 seconds later, Aquinas got those points back. Petropalo was in the end zone again. RH had scored with 6:59 left before the half. Aquinas had gotten those points back a mere 21 seconds later. That was a killer.
Yeah, it was big, but every score is big. You want to just keep piling it on. You don't want to let up because this Rush team's come back before. They were down against Fairport 27-6, I believe, 26-7, and they came back and they won.
The Irish got another before the half. Zembiak, standing up to a blitz, found Alonzo Turney for a touchdown. It was 28-6, Aquinas at the half. In the second half, Zembiak threw his second and third touchdown passes of the game, a 10-yard toss to Clementi, and an 11-yarder to Connor, the kick returner. It was a dominant effort by a team Rush Henrietta coach Joseph Montesano referred to later as the gold standard of high school football. Aquinas, by a 50-6 margin, was now an 8-time Section 5 champion.
I mean, I've only been part of 2, but the tradition here it goes back so far, and we want to show those alumni how much this means to us and the great football program that they set up for us.
I'm a pretty lucky guy that I'm able to coach these guys and do this. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys around that could do what I'm doing, but I'm the lucky guy that went to Aquinas and got the job.
I'm very proud of you. Number 8, everybody is.
When we return, Kim Berntzen has our Making the Grade nominee, and then it is back to Salem Stadium for the Eastridge-Victor Championship game. It's our Cellino and Barnes All-Sport High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Renee Flanagan, and you're watching the Visions High School Sports Beat. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Berntzen. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week, we honor Hilton High School's Christopher Fillion for making the grade. Chris is a senior and National Honor Society member. He plays varsity tennis in the spring and volunteers his free time as a tennis instructor for kids in grades 1 through 8. In the winter, Chris plays CYO basketball through St. Leo's Church, where he also sings at Mass on the weekends. He happens to be a musical talent as well. He's currently co-starring in Hilton High School's production of Footloose. The musical is currently in production and will be performed later in November. Nominated by a former classmate, Christopher Fillion is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individual making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Berntzen. Here's Bill with our Sports Beat Plays of the Week.
Here now are high school football top 5 plays of the year, especially presented by Varsity Media, as they've been with us all season long. At number 5, to the city. And it's hard to believe that this was the first touchdown scored by Franklin this season. It was week 4. Carl Jones to Malik Bailey, 50 yards on a halfback option. At number 4, we stay downtown. This is East High's Justin Noy, who returned 2 punts for scores versus Franklin. This one good for 75 yards in week number 6. At number 3, it's week 7, and Canandaigua almost upset Eastridge. 4th and goal here. Late in the game, Ricky Higgins breaks it up for the Lancers, who 3 weeks later won a Section 5 title. At number 2, not quite the way they draw this one up, but this time Canandaigua connects. Same culprits, Mitch Schaefer to Jamin Ransom. This one good for 55 yards against Brighton in week 6. And at number 1, Bigfoot we call them, Will Mahar. From McQuaid and from 52 yards out versus Edison in week 3, the last of his 5 successful field goals in a 22-21 win. Up next, our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm John Clark, and this is Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Cellino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Cellino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat brought to you by our friends at Cellino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. In a rematch situation, the loser of that first game can often use the result as a rallying cry. In that regard, Eastridge held an emotional hold card against Victor in the Class A Section 5 football final. It is our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week. You don't win championships in September. That's when Victor defeated Eastridge 38-8 in Week 4 of the Section 5 football season. 6 weeks later, the same 2 teams faced each other again with the title on the line.
We told our kids on Monday it's a different team. We approached it as a whole new team because they really have been since that game. So just more explosive on offense and defensively playing really well. So we prepared like we hadn't played them, and it's a whole new team.
For Eastridge, this was a chance to win football crowns back-to-back. The Lancers, without much tradition in that regard until recently, had never done it.
I like the fact that we're back in it, whole new roster, whole new team, and I'm just proud of how these guys have made it their own season, and we got a shot.
Victor got the ball first and marched methodically downfield. Junior quarterback Mike Wagner picked up 11 yards on a broken play to move inside the Eastridge 35. The Lancers made one play on defense, and it was huge. B.J. White sacked Wagner for a 14-yard loss that killed the drive.
Victor's driving all the way down the field on you, and you drop him. That's a big play at that point, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a defensive player, I love sacks. You know, as a defensive lineman, I love sacks. It feels good inside.
Victor had the ball for over 6 minutes and didn't score. Eastridge, on the other hand, running the no huddle, had the ball for less than 2 minutes on its first possession, but made them count. Quarterback Demetrius Lewis picked up 20 to cross midfield, which led to the game's first points. Markel Armstrong scored them standing.
This game we knew how we had to strike fast. If it wasn't that, then we would have ended up like we did last time, 38-8. That was the whole thing this whole week, 38-8. And if we don't want that, we got to attack early.
The Lancers' second possession was less productive. On 3rd and 12 from his own 10, Demetrius Lewis was tackled in his own end zone by Jake Post. A safety and a couple of significant points, it was 6-2 Eastridge. The Lancers' quick strike capability came into play again late in the half. Beginning from their own 20 with 1:25 on the clock, Hampton with a pickup of 27 yards gained to midfield. Lewis then passed to a diving Ricky Hagens for a gain of 18 inside the Victor 20. With 3.7 seconds left, Eastridge lined up for a field goal attempt. It was a fake. Lewis, the holder, passed to Jay-Sean Pinkard for the touchdown with no time left on the clock.
That's pretty gutsy, don't you think, at the end of the half?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous about it, but you know, coach made good decisions. So I just put faith in it and ran it, and it was open.
It was 13-2 Lancers at the half. The game took on a different look in the second half with Victor throwing the ball, just not catching it very well. Wagner long to Connor Powers, incomplete. Then again on 4th and 7, the same two tried to hook up again with the same result. It was Eastridge ball on downs.
We were just trying to make something happen. We knew they were high coming out of the locker room. They had scored right before the half on a fake field goal, so we kind of just wanted to, we were trying to make a statement, trying to get back in the game early.
Back the other way, Hampton picked up 21 yards on a 3rd and 15 situation. The Lancers to midfield. The key play in a 16-play, 66-yard drive that gave Eastridge a 19-2 lead through 3 quarters when Armstrong scored again. As the game moved into the 4th quarter, Victor had to pass. This time with some success. Wagner to Powers again, who made an outstanding catch. Then it was Wagner to Powers yet again for 10 yards, and it was a 19-9 game with 6:48 left. Another Wagner touchdown pass, this one to John Clemens, cut the Eastridge lead to 3 with 2:35 left. It was 19-16. Just 35 seconds later, after Eastridge went 4 and out, still down 3, Victor had the ball back. Wagner to Powers for 25 yards to the Eastridge 28. The drive stalled at the 16 with 51.6 seconds left. Victor opted for the potential game-tying field goal. Joe Carrier set up from 33 yards away. The kick just missed, dropping under the crossbar.
He's about 50-50 from there, and we thought 4th and 10, we had a better shot at getting the field goal than picking up a first down. They were dropping a lot of guys in coverage, and we gave it a shot and came up, I don't know how, I think it hit the back of the pad there, a little bit short.
19-16 was the final. The Lancers win again.
Tell me what it's like to be a champion.
I can't even tell you that. You got to do it yourself, you sir. Oh, it's a great feeling. Just fills you up with just smiles. This is awesome.
We'd like to thank our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Ross Salino and Stephen Barnes, your personal injury lawyers, and also the 9 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
When we'll be on location from the Vision at Panorama Trail in Penfield.